Most men think decline after 60 is just part of life, like a slow slide you can't stop, but I'm here to tell you that's simply not true. I've spent over 20 years helping men rebuild their energy, strength, and confidence using tools nature already gave us. No gimmicks, no hype. Just real food, real results. And today, I want to share something deceptively simple but incredibly powerful. 3 everyday fruits that can transform how you feel and perform as you age. These aren't exotic superfoods. You've seen them before. Maybe you even eat them now and then. But what you probably haven't done is use them intentionally, every single day, as a system designed to restore circulation, support hormones, and give you the clean energy that powers both your body and your mind. The first fruit on my list is pomegranate. And I'll be honest, most men overlook it completely. They might try the juice once or twice, maybe around the holidays, and that's it. But what if I told you that inside this ancient fruit is one of the most potent, natural boosters for male performance you'll ever find? Let me explain why. As men age, one of the biggest challenges they face is reduced blood flow. It happens slowly at first. You start feeling a little sluggish, workouts feel harder, your stamina drops, your ability to respond in intimate moments fades. This isn't just about age, it's about the condition of your arteries. When blood flow weakens, every other system starts to strain. That's where pomegranate shines. It's loaded with natural compounds called polyphenol, specifically punicalagins, which help increase nitric oxide levels in your body. That's the compound that relaxes your blood vessels, allowing them to expand and carry blood more efficiently. More oxygen, more nutrients, more life. I had a patient named Harold, 68, retired engineer, married for 40 years. He came to me frustrated, saying, "Doc, I still love my wife, but my body isn't showing up the way it used to." He'd tried pills. They gave him headaches and made him feel flushed. What he wanted was something sustainable, something natural. I put him on what I call the circulation first plan, pomegranate juice, once a day, every day, for 6 weeks. No sugar-added junk, just pure juice or fresh pomegranate seeds mixed into his breakfast. For weeks in, he came back grinning. "I feel younger," he said. Not 20 again, but sharp, present, and strong. That's the power of real circulation. And it's not just about the bedroom. It affects your brain, your muscles, your ability to walk without pain, and your stamina during everyday tasks. If you can improve circulation, you unlock the first level of real change. Pomegranate is where that begins. Now, the second fruit in our trio is avocado. I know, some people think it's technically a vegetable, but nutritionally and botanically, it's a fruit. And what it does for men over 60 is nothing short of essential. You see, around this age, testosterone levels naturally begin to dip. That's part of the process, yes, but the bigger problem is that stress, poor diet, and lack of key nutrients speed up that decline. Low testosterone means low drive, low motivation, low muscle mass, and high belly fat. It changes the way you feel about yourself. But here's the good news. Your body still remembers how to produce testosterone. It just needs the right building blocks. Avocados are rich in healthy fats, specifically monounsaturated fats, which play a huge role in hormone production. They're also packed with B vitamins, magnesium, and vitamin E, all crucial for supporting your endocrine system. One of my favorite stories is from Daniel, 71, a retired firefighter who'd always been active but started feeling slow and foggy. He wasn't sleeping well, gaining weight, and just felt off. When we tested his hormone levels, they were low, especially testosterone. We didn't go straight to hormone replacement. Instead, I asked him to commit to 2 things: eating half an avocado every day and reducing processed carbs in the evening. Within a month, he noticed a shift. "Doc, I'm waking up with energy again," he said. "I'm laughing more, my mind's clearer, and I feel like myself." It wasn't magic. It was consistency. Avocados support natural hormone production in a way that's stable and sustainable. And unlike quick fixes that spike your levels and then crash them, avocados help you rebuild from the inside out. The third fruit is one you might dismiss as too simple: banana. I can already hear someone saying, "That's kid stuff." But don't be so quick to judge. Bananas are a powerhouse when it comes to energy, cardiovascular health, and mood regulation. After 60, a lot of men tell me, I wake up tired, or I feel like I'm dragging by mid-morning. That's often a mix of low blood sugar, poor mineral intake, and stress. Bananas help with all three. They're high in potassium and magnesium, two minerals that relax your blood vessels, stabilize your heartbeat, and prevent the muscle cramps and tension that come with age. They also contain vitamin B6 and tryptophan, which help regulate mood and support the production of serotonin. That's your feel-good brain chemical. And perhaps most importantly, bananas provide a clean, reliable source of glucose, the fuel your brain and muscles need to function. I had a patient, Gerald, 65, who'd started skipping breakfast because he thought it would help him lose weight. Instead, he felt foggy, cranky, and weak by noon. I told him to keep it simple: 1 banana, a spoon of almond butter, and a glass of water each morning. 2 weeks later, his wife called and said, "Whatever you told him to do, it's working. He's lighter on his feet, and he's smiling more." Again, nothing fancy, just the right food at the right time. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Each of these fruits does something powerful on its own: pomegranate for circulation, avocado for hormones, banana for energy. But when you combine them daily, in a rhythm your body understands, something incredible starts to happen. You stop treating your symptoms like separate issues and start nourishing the whole system. Circulation feeds hormone delivery. Hormones support energy production. Energy improves your mood, your movement, and your motivation. And all of that comes together to create momentum, forward motion in your health, your confidence, your relationships, your life. Most men I work with don't need a total overhaul. They just need a reliable starting point. These 3 fruits give you that. You can mix them into breakfast, eat them as snacks, or include them in a smoothie. What matters is that you take the guesswork out of it. No skipping meals, no crash diets, just consistent, intentional eating that supports the systems you rely on most: heart, hormones, and energy. That's just the beginning. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to build a simple daily rhythm with these fruits that doesn't just boost your body, but restores your spirit. Because what I've learned after decades in men's health is this: once a man starts feeling better, he starts living better. He shows up stronger, speaks more clearly, stands taller. And that change isn't just physical. It's deeply personal. Stick with me. We're just getting started. Now, let's talk about something most men never consider when it comes to fruit: timing. When you eat, something is just as important as what you eat, especially after 60. Your metabolism shifts with age, and your body becomes more sensitive to insulin, more reactive to stress, and less efficient at storing nutrients the right way. So here's the deal. If you're serious about using food as medicine, you've got to line it up with your body's natural rhythm. That's how you go from just getting by to actually building strength, stamina, and clarity every single day. Let's start with morning. This is when your cortisol is highest, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just means your body's trying to wake up, get alert, and get moving. But if you don't give it the right kind of fuel, your cortisol stays high, and that can lead to crashes, cravings, and tension throughout the day. That's why the first hour of your morning is the ideal time to bring in the banana. It gives you quick, clean glucose to power your brain, plus potassium and magnesium to relax your nerves and keep your blood pressure in check. And if you pair that banana with something like a boiled egg or a tablespoon of almond butter, you've now created a meal that balances energy with sustained focus. You're not just spiking your sugar and crashing, you're fueling steady power. Next up is mid-morning to early afternoon. This is your performance window. Your body is more insulin sensitive, your mental focus is peaking, and your blood flow is still high. That's when I want you bringing in the pomegranate. You can drink 4 to 6 ounces of pure pomegranate juice. Just make sure it's unsweetened and cold-pressed, or sprinkle the seeds into a salad or mix them into Greek yogurt. What matters here is consistency. Pomegranate works best when it's used daily over time, not once every few weeks. I tell my patients to treat it like a vascular tonic. It tones your arteries, strengthens your blood vessels, and sets the stage for better circulation throughout the day. I've had dozens of men tell me that their afternoon headaches went away, their blood pressure stabilized, and even their hands and feet felt warmer once they made this one change. That's not coincidence. That's better blood flow, and it affects everything. Then we move into the late afternoon and early evening. This is when testosterone typically dips, your energy starts to fade, and your mind shifts into wind-down mode. That's the perfect time for the avocado. Whether it's sliced with dinner, blended into a smoothie, or mashed on a slice of whole-grain toast, you're giving your body the fats and nutrients it needs to rebuild hormones and recover from the day's stress. Avocados are rich in oleic acid, a type of monounsaturated fat that helps reduce inflammation and support healthy cholesterol, two things that matter more than ever after 60. But what most people miss is how that fat helps carry fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K into your cells. That means better absorption, better recovery, and better long-term resilience. Now, this timing model might sound simple, and it is, but don't underestimate how powerful it becomes when you actually stick with it. I had a client named Richard, 69, who'd been struggling with fatigue for years. His labs looked okay, but he told me, I just don't feel like myself. I wake up tired, I move slow, and by dinner, I'm already thinking about bed. We didn't overhaul his whole diet, we just implemented this fruit timing plan. Banana with breakfast, pomegranate juice before lunch, avocado with dinner. Within 2 weeks, he said, "Doc, I feel like someone turned the lights back on." That's the result of working with your body, not against it. But let's take it a step deeper, because food alone isn't enough. You need to prepare your body to receive those nutrients. Think of it like watering a plant. You can pour in all the good stuff, but if the soil is dry and compacted, nothing's going to get through. The same goes for your body. And that's where simple daily practices come in. Hydration is number one. After 60, your sense of thirst decreases, but your body's need for water actually increases. I recommend starting your day with a tall glass of water, even before your coffee. You can squeeze in some lemon juice for extra minerals and digestive support. And make sure you're getting at least 8 cups throughout the day, more if you're active or live in a dry climate. Water helps transport nutrients from the fruits we just talked about into your bloodstream and into your cells where they're needed most. Number 2 is movement. And I don't mean you have to go run a marathon. A 20-minute walk after meals can dramatically improve how your body processes sugar, supports circulation, and reduces inflammation. If you've been sedentary, start small. Walk to the mailbox and back. Do a few stretches while you watch the news. Just move. Your lymphatic system, your internal cleanup crew, needs motion to do its job. Without movement, toxins build up, your energy stagnates, and your recovery slows down. But when you move consistently, even gently, you activate systems in your body that multiply the benefits of the food you eat. The third piece is rest, and this is the one most men overlook. Sleep after 60 isn't just about getting enough hours, it's about quality. Deep sleep is when testosterone is produced, when cells repair, and when your brain resets. If you're waking up multiple times a night or struggling to fall asleep, it could be a sign that your blood sugar or hormone levels are off. That's where these 3 fruits help again. Bananas boost serotonin, which converts to melatonin. Avocados support steady blood sugar through the night. Pomegranates improve vascular relaxation, so your heart rate stays low and steady while you sleep. I've seen men go from 5 restless hours to 7 solid hours of deep, restorative sleep just by shifting when and what they eat. That's not a coincidence. That's biology working in your favor. And the result? You wake up clearer, stronger, and more resilient. Your body recovers faster, your mood improves, and you stop feeling like you're constantly playing catch-up. Now, one question I get all the time is, can I just blend all 3 fruits into a smoothie? Technically, yes, but I don't recommend it. Why? Because your body digests and processes each fruit differently. The banana gives you fast energy. The pomegranate supports vascular function. The avocado provides slow-burning fats. When you separate them throughout the day, you give your system time to use each nutrient fully without overload or confusion. That's the difference between just eating healthy and actually nourishing your body. You see, after 60, you don't have the same nutritional buffer you did at 30. Back then, you could skip meals, eat junk, push through fatigue, and still bounce back. Not anymore. Now, every bite counts. Every choice matters. But here's the good news. Your body still wants to heal. It still wants to perform. It just needs the right signals. And those signals come from real food, delivered at the right time in the right way. We're going to go even deeper in the next section. I'll show you how to use these fruits as part of a full weekly rhythm that restores your digestion, improves your mood, and enhances mental clarity. Because this isn't just about muscle and hormones. It's about the whole man, your relationships, your focus, your peace of mind. And the path to all of that starts with food. All right, let's keep building on this. We've covered what to eat, when to eat it, and why your body responds differently after 60. Now we're going to zoom out just a bit and look at the weekly rhythm, because here's the truth: real transformation doesn't happen in one perfect day. It happens when your body feels safe, supported, and consistent over time. And the way we do that is by creating simple, repeatable routines that tell your brain, I've got you covered. When that happens, your stress hormones drop, your digestion improves, and your energy stabilizes. This is where fruit goes from being just nutrition to being part of your lifestyle. Let's break it down by days. On Monday and Tuesday, we're focused on circulation and energy. That's your pomegranate zone. These are your high output days. You're getting back into the swing of the week, your mental load is heavier, and your blood flow needs to be optimized. So make pomegranate juice or seeds part of your late morning routine. Combine it with a protein-rich lunch. Think grilled chicken, salmon, or eggs, and watch how your focus sharpens without that afternoon crash. By Wednesday and Thursday, your body starts to feel the grind. This is when many men notice soreness, fatigue, or irritability. That's your cue to lean into recovery and hormone support. That's where avocados come in. Add them to your salad, make guacamole, or blend them into a shake with some cacao powder and unsweetened almond milk. You're not just eating for taste, you're fueling testosterone recovery, joint support, and calm mental energy. The fats in avocado also help shuttle key nutrients like zinc and vitamin D to where they're most needed, especially for your reproductive system. Then comes Friday, and that's when I tell my patients, bring in the banana again, but with a twist. Most men associate Friday with a drop in discipline. You're tired, maybe you're tempted to indulge. That's okay. We're not trying to be perfect, we're trying to be strategic. The banana here becomes your reset button. Slice it, sprinkle it with cinnamon, and pair it with a scoop of Greek yogurt or a handful of walnuts. You've now created a naturally sweet, high magnesium combo that calms your nervous system and fills that treat craving without wrecking your progress. Now let's talk about the weekend, because this is where the real opportunity lies. Saturday and Sunday can be your foundation days. Less work pressure means more control over your schedule. Use Saturday as your digestive reset day. Start with warm water and lemon, light movement, and a breakfast with all 3 core fruits. You can make a bowl with sliced bananas, avocado cubes, and a few pomegranate seeds on top. Add chia or flax for fiber, and you've got a full-spectrum fuel that supports gut health, hormones, blood flow, and brain clarity. Sunday, on the other hand, is your restoration day. Focus on meals that are warm, easy to digest, and rich in minerals. Add cooked spinach or sautéed greens to your dinner. Make a small smoothie in the afternoon with avocado, banana, and a scoop of plant protein. This is the day where you let your body exhale. Don't push. Don't overload. Use food as a way to signal safety and calm. That's what prepares your system for the week ahead. Now, I want to touch on something deeper: cravings. Because so many men over 60 struggle with unexpected hunger, emotional eating, or late-night snacking. And it's not a willpower problem. It's a communication problem between your gut, your brain, and your hormones. Here's what I mean: when your blood sugar dips too low, when your testosterone is out of balance, or when your cortisol is spiking, your body sends signals that feel like cravings. But what it's really asking for is stability. And guess what? The fruits we've been talking about are your secret weapon. Bananas help stabilize glucose and boost serotonin. Avocados give you satiety from healthy fat, which keeps you full longer. Pomegranates reduce inflammation and improve nitric oxide production, which helps reduce blood pressure spikes that lead to stress eating. These are not random benefits. They're built-in tools your body is waiting for you to use. Now let me share a story. A man named Terry, 71, came to me after trying diet after diet. He said, "I've done keto, I've done fasting, I've done every cleanse, and nothing sticks. I lose a little weight, then I gain it back." But what he hadn't done was align his eating with his body's recovery needs. So we brought in the fruits. Banana first thing in the morning, pomegranate juice mid-morning, avocado with dinner. No counting calories, no extremes. Just rhythm. 6 weeks later, he lost 8 pounds without trying, was sleeping deeper than he had in years, and said, "Doc, I didn't realize how out of sync I was until I started feeling normal again." That's the power of listening to your body. Now, let's move into something most men ignore until it's a real issue: digestion. Bloating, constipation, irregularity, these things are not just nuisances, they're signs that your gut is asking for support. And as you age, digestion slows down naturally. Your body produces less stomach acid, your enzyme activity dips, and your microbiome shifts. But the right fruits can bring balance back. Bananas contain prebiotic fiber called inulin, which helps feed good gut bacteria. They're also rich in pectin, which can soothe the lining of the intestines and help regulate bowel movements. Avocados contain fiber and magnesium, which help with motility and prevent constipation. And pomegranates? They're antimicrobial, which means they help fight off bad bacteria in the gut and support a healthy microbiome environment. When you eat these fruits regularly, you're not just avoiding digestive issues. You're building a more resilient gut that supports everything from immunity to mental clarity. Speaking of the gut, there's a little-known connection between your gut health and your testosterone levels. It's something we call the gut hormone axis. When your gut is inflamed or out of balance, your body produces more cortisol to deal with the stress. That excess cortisol suppresses testosterone, weakens your immune system, and disrupts sleep. But when your gut is supported through fiber, polyphenol, hydration, and movement, your inflammation decreases, your cortisol drops, and your testosterone has room to rebound. That's why we keep coming back to these 3 fruits. They're not magic bullets, but they are powerful tools in a larger system of balance. Let's not forget mental clarity either. As men age, one of the most common complaints is foggy thinking, poor recall, or lack of focus. That's not just a brain problem. It's often a blood flow and glucose issue. Your brain runs on glucose, but it needs a steady stream, not spikes and crashes. That's why the banana in the morning is key. It fuels your mind in the early hours when your memory and attention are most active. But without a stabilizing fat like avocado later in the day, that energy doesn't last. And without the vascular support of pomegranate, your circulation can't keep up with your cognitive demand. I've had men tell me they used to forget names, lose their train of thought mid-sentence, or feel scatterbrained by 3 p.m. After 3 weeks of this fruit rhythm, they noticed sharper thinking, easier recall, and more calm under stress. That's not just good luck. That's a brain getting the right kind of fuel on the right schedule. So to recap, you're not chasing superfoods or trends. You're working with 3 simple, affordable, powerful fruits that each support a different pillar of male health: circulation, hormones, and digestion. By eating them consistently, in a structured rhythm across your week, you're sending your body the exact messages it needs to repair, perform, and restore. This isn't a diet. This is your new foundation. Now, I want to talk about something that often gets overlooked: recovery at night. Most men focus on what they're eating during the day, but they forget that the real repair happens while you're sleeping. That's when your testosterone is produced, when your brain detoxes, when your muscles and blood vessels rebuild. And what you eat in the late afternoon and evening plays a direct role in how well that recovery happens. So let's go back to our core trio: banana, avocado, and pomegranate, and see how they can help support your sleep and nighttime recovery. First up, banana in the evening, especially an hour or so before bed, is one of the simplest ways to support deeper sleep. Why? Because it's high in magnesium and potassium, both of which relax your muscles and calm your nervous system. Plus, bananas contain tryptophan, which helps your brain produce serotonin and eventually melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. Try a slice of banana with a sprinkle of nutmeg or cinnamon. It's a natural way to prime your body for rest without relying on sleep aids. Then we've got avocado. Having avocado in your dinner, maybe on top of grilled fish, with eggs, or even in a soup, provides those healthy fats your hormones need to rebalance overnight. Remember, testosterone is made from cholesterol. So starving your body of fat in the evening can actually hurt your recovery. But a spoonful of avocado? That tells your endocrine system, we're safe, we're nourished, let's build. It's a quiet signal, but a powerful one. And finally, pomegranate. You can sip a few ounces of diluted juice in the afternoon, maybe around 4 or 5 p.m., to support blood vessel flexibility and reduce inflammation going into the evening. That means better circulation, better oxygen delivery, and a stronger platform for overnight detox. And if you're dealing with high blood pressure or restless legs at night, this one tweak can make a major difference. Now, I want to shift gears for a moment and talk about mindset. Because here's the deal, none of this works unless you believe that change is possible. Too many men over 60 think, it's too late, or my best years are behind me. But let me tell you, your body is not done. Your cells are still listening. Your systems still respond. The key is consistency and belief. Dr. Sophia Jain often says, a man's body over 60 is not broken, it's just waiting for clarity. And I love that, because it's true. Your body doesn't need punishment, it needs structure. It doesn't need restriction, it needs rhythm. And when you give it that day by day, meal by meal, it wakes up. The blood starts flowing again. The muscles recover. The gut stabilizes. And the brain? The brain gets sharper. You feel alive again, not because you're chasing youth, but because you're living in alignment with the body you have right now. Let me tell you about Marvin, age 68. Former construction foreman, tough guy, no-nonsense type. Came to us with low energy, high blood pressure, and zero libido. He said, "Doc, I just feel like my engine's gone cold." We didn't put him on some crazy cleanse. We didn't throw pills at the problem. We gave him the fruit framework. Banana at 7 a.m., pomegranate juice at 10, avocado with lunch and dinner. We adjusted his hydration, had him walk 20 minutes after dinner each day, and asked him to write down one sentence of gratitude every night. For weeks later, he was down 7 pounds, walking taller and smiling. He told me, I didn't think food could do all this. I feel like myself again. That's what we want for every man watching. Not perfection. Not six-pack abs. Just vitality, strength, and peace in your body again. Before we close, let's quickly go over a daily checklist, a simple guide you can keep in your head or jot down on paper. Morning. Drink warm water with lemon. Eat a banana within the first hour. Light movement or stretching. Mid-morning. Pomegranate juice or fresh seeds. Light walk or breath work. Lunch. Protein-rich meal with avocado. Sit down, chew slowly, hydrate. Afternoon. Small snack if needed, banana or a handful of nuts. Diluted pomegranate juice around 4 p.m. Dinner. Warm, cooked meal with good fats, avocado, olive oil, fish. Add greens like spinach or kale. Evening. Light movement after dinner, 15 to 20 minutes. Banana with cinnamon before bed. Deep breathing or gratitude journaling. This rhythm is not a strict rulebook. It's a guidepost. It helps you create flow, predictability, and nourishment in a world that often feels chaotic. And it doesn't just support your health, it builds your confidence, because every day you're doing something that takes care of your future self. Let me leave you with this. Aging doesn't mean losing ground. It means gaining wisdom about how your body truly works. It means learning how to listen to the signals and respond with care instead of panic. And the 3 fruits we've focused on today, banana, avocado, and pomegranate, they're just the beginning. They're not exotic. They're not expensive. But they're powerful because they work with the systems already inside you. Dr. Sophia Jain always reminds her patients, you don't need to fight your age. You need to feed it. That's exactly what you're doing here. So, gentlemen, give yourself that daily structure. Give your body the tools. Be consistent. And watch what happens over the next 30 days, not just in your health, but in your confidence, your strength, your peace of mind. You're not declining. You're realigning. Let's keep going one meal at a time.